Men in Lebanon are legally allowed to pursue physical relations with an animal.
Ew? Why? What? Why?
But they have to be female, otherwise it would just be ridiculous.
It's fine to have relations with an animal as long as it's female. It's weird if it's male. What?
Hi YouTube, welcome back in hell. My name is Cypress and today we will be watching a video by Chat History. Weird facts about every country in the world. Let me know in the comments if the weird fact about your country is true.
Something weird about every country in the world. Oh, that's weird. A 9.0 magnitude earthquake rumbled Portugal on All Saints' Day in 1755 and was immediately followed up by several tsunamis and large-scale fires because of celebration candles being knocked over in people's houses.
Oh,
It was a rough day.
Yeah, I can
Before
imagine.
it was called Benin in 1975, it used to be called Dahomey, because it was where you hung out with all Dahomies. Thanks to legendary marketing, it is a common tradition in Japan to celebrate Christmas Eve with a feast of KFC.
I think I've heard something about that, but I'm not sure.
This video is not sponsored by KFC. It could be. Like my toilet, Luxembourg has a big old duke in it. It is the only country in the world to be ruled by a Grand Duke. In China, it is illegal to reincarnate without explicit permission from the government.
What? How would they know? And also, how are you supposed to do anything about that if that would even happen? What?
Imagine police just waiting for you right as you're reborn. Just
Yeah.
be a girl. Niger is so cool that it has a dinosaur named after it. This complete doofus is called the Nigersaurus. Don't get any funny ideas about pronunciation. In Cambodia, geckos are considered very lucky. It is believed that the number of chirps you hear from your gecko friend determines your future marriage. 1 chirp is good, 2 is not as good. 15 chirps is the percent you could save on your car insurance. Ancient Egyptians had their own police force consisting of specially trained baboons to take down fleeing criminals.
Baboons! Oh, imagine.
Islands of Sao Tome and Principe are home to this big honkin' rock dog called Cayo Grande or Big Dog, which marks the remains of an ancient volcano. Dominica's national dish is the mountain chicken, which isn't really chicken at all. It's the legs of the giant ditch frog.
Why is it called chicken then?
Yemen's cash crop is khat, a chewable leafy plant that contains cathinone, a stimulant which causes mild euphoria and excitement. Its effects are similar to drinking a very strong coffee. There's an old tradition in Slovakia called the Easter whip, where women are splashed with water and gently whipped with a willow branch to promote fertility and youth. But it just seems like it would be annoying. For those who will eat just about anything, a delicacy in the Philippines is balat, or fertilized duck embryo.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's really good, but I can't.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, me
in
too.
In 1969, Honduras and El Salvador battled in the Football War, which began after a heated football match, though tensions surrounding immigration were also a catalyst.
Wait, is it because of the football match, or it just happened to be after a football match?
The 100-hour war resulted in about 3,000 casualties. Alright, maybe football isn't as boring as I thought. Uzbekistan is home to the Murantau mine, one of the world's largest open-pit gold mines.
Whoa! Congratulations, you advanced a mining level. Your mining level is now 99.
There is no Danish word for please. Instead, they say "Vesevenly," which translates to "be so kind," which gives me strong Bioshock vibes.
Get this, would you kindly head to Ryan's office and
subscribe to Chat History.
Over 80% of the island nation of Nauru is now uninhabitable thanks to decades of lucrative phosphate mining. This is St. Vincent, and these are the Grenadines. They penalize homosexual practices, referred to hilariously as buggery, using the penal system. You get the joke. The United Kingdom is made up of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, so let's not leave them out. England experienced the Great Stink of 1858.
Great Stink of 1958? What?
Of rotting poo-poo and industrial waste in the River Thames. This prompted the development of a working sewage system.
Thank
In Wales,
God.
only 30% of people can speak Welsh. The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. Northern Ireland has over 20 miles of peace walls which separate Catholic and Protestant communities from each other. The Wodo-Abe tribe in Chad holds the annual Garawal Festival, where handsome stud muffins participate in a beauty pageant to an audience of potential wives. Right next door is Nigeria, Africa's largest oil exporter. The environment is but the money is lit. In between the islands of St. Kitts and Nevis is a tiny landmass called Booby Island.
I want to go to Booby Island. I want to go to Booby Island.
The president of Equatorial Guinea has been in power since 1979 and has proclaimed himself a god, free of any consequences for his actions. Not exactly the type of ego you want as a president.
Yeah, I
the
don't think so,
top-selling
no.
beverage in Oman is Mountain Dew. Who knew they were such gamers? The Dominican Republic military and law enforcement members are not allowed to vote in any elections to avoid power abuse. Zambia has termite mounds the size of small houses, but to termites, they're huge houses. Apparently, in
termites?
Croatia, it's frowned upon to leave your house with wet hair lest you succumb to pneumonia.
Oh.
Huh, Ukraine looks a little smaller than my last video. Well, the number 4 nuclear reactor at Chernobyl exploded in 1986, forever tarnishing the image of nuclear energy. The United Arab Emirates is home to Dubai, where everyone just looks filthy stinking rich. But with free trade and no income tax, what else are you gonna do? Students in Bangladesh over the age of 15 can face actual jail time for cheating on exams.
You can go to freaking jail? Seems a little excessive.
Rather face failure or jailure? 8 days after their infamous
guess
attack on
failure
Pearl
then.
Harbor, Japan invaded and occupied Brunei to secure a source of oil. What an American move. Residents of Papua New Guinea used seashells as currency up until paper money was introduced in 1933, though some tribes still prefer using the shells.
Can we go back to seashells?
Remember, you can't eat money, but you can eat shells. The
I will not
Mexican
eat it.
city of Mexico City is sinking at a rate of 20 Mexican inches per Mexican year. Within the last Mexican
Mexican
century,
inches?
it has sunk about 33 Mexican feet.
Wait,
Moldovians love their wine, which isn't too weird, but Moldovians love their wine. The first weekend of October is a national celebration of wine. Bottoms up.
I don't think Moldovians will like me. I don't like wine.
Country in the world whose flag is absolutely strapped, as it sports an AK-47. Guyana is honestly just straight up a Minecraft map. With a very biodiverse landscape, Guyana is home to a coastal plain, a savanna, multiple mountain ranges, and a lush rainforest.
Oh my god, that
So
looks
you have
pretty.
plenty of places to choose from to build your first dirt house. Indonesia has so many islands. Look at all these islands. There are over 18,000 of them, with over 6,000 being uninhabited. $20 to whoever can find Penn Island. Are you a fan of communism? If so, there's an attraction in Lithuania where you can subject yourself to becoming a 1984 USSR citizen for 3 hours.
Okay.
Participants sign a waiver confirming that they will carry out any orders without objection or face harsh psychological and physical punishments. Workers of the world, unite. An Ebola virus
No, thank
outbreak in
you.
the 90s and 2000s wiped out 90% of Gabon's lowland gorilla population. Bummer. Liechtenstein has no army or airports, so it's easy pickings. Citizens of Turkmenistan love their carpet, so much so that there is an official ministry of carpet in the government to approve all carpet purchases.
What?
Under Sharia law in Afghanistan, men are allowed up to 4 wives, but unlimited side babes. South Sudan is the newest country on the map as of this video. It was formally recognized in 2011 after the end of the Second Sudanese Civil War, which killed 1.5 million people. Venezuela's minimum wage is about $6 a month, which is why Venezuelans can make a
crazy.
decent living farming gold on RuneScape, earning a few $100s a month. Argentina has a church dedicated to Diego Maradona, a famous football player from the 70s to the 90s. The parody religion is estimated to have over 9,000 followers, but the guy died in 2020, so where's your god now? The majority of Palestinian land is home to millions of olive trees, with some orchards being thousands of years old. Chile is home to the world's oldest mummies. The dusty Chinchorro mummies are believed to be over 7,000 years old. Suck it, Egypt. The name Sudan comes from the Arabic phrase Bilad al-Sudan, meaning land of the blacks. Hey, I didn't name it. Bahrain has a 400-year-old tree absolutely thriving in the middle of the goddamn desert. If this tree can make it,
What?
so can you.
Thank
Watson
you.
is
I'm
the
so motivated right now. If that tree can make it, I can make it.
legal for any witch to fly their broomstick above 150 meters off the ground, which is why Eswatini will never host a Quidditch match.
Is this serious? What? You hear that? Witches can do that there.
Palau is home to a very unique lake, home to millions of jellyfish called, well, you guessed it, Jellyfish Lake. What's cool is that they've all evolved to lose their stinger since no natural predators exist within the lake. Time to take a dip and slap a jelly. In Ireland, the Mick in last names means son of, and O means grandson or descendant of. So by that logic, McDonald's is the
McDonald's?
son of 2 Donalds. In 1974, Sweden sold 1,000 Volvo cars to North Korea for $73 million. The bill is still unpaid as of today and is valued at $330 million with interest. Probably best to just write that one off as a loss. On the Yap Islands of Micronesia, you can find large limestone discs called rye stones. These were used as ceremonial gifts and currency. Their value lies in what people perceive it to be. Kind of like Bitcoin. Poland is the world leader in exporting amber, which is used in jewelry and souvenirs. I don't know, something about this just really bugs me. If insects weren't enough for you, try some Vietnamese snake wine. The diluted venom adds a nice kick to it.
Wait, they have that? Wow. I'm kind of curious now.
In the 1870s, Belgians hired 37 cats to deliver mail, citing their magnificent sense of direction as foolproof. Didn't work out so well. If you're a huge fan of sand like you know you are, you can head on down to Namibia and visit Komenskop, an abandoned diamond mining town where resources dried up in the 1930s. Your Roomba is gonna have to put in some overtime. Since 2011, chess lessons have been mandatory in every public school in Armenia. Suriname is a South American country in South America.
This is where my parents are from.
But the official language is Dutch. The Samoan Islands were split in 1899.
It wasn't really a cool fact, man. I wanted a cool fact.
The Samoan Islands were split in 1899 between Germany and the United States. The US owns American Samoa and New Zealand now owns Samoa. But it's all the same shit. The name Timor-Leste comes from the Malay Timor, meaning east, and the Portuguese Leste, meaning east. Welcome to Eastern East. Not just Gambia, but the Gambia. This African country was once ruled by President Yahya Jammeh, a bonkers dude who would perform literal witch hunts, torture HIV patients with dangerous fake treatments, and claimed he would rule for 1 billion years. He ruled for 22. In Nepal, cows are sacred. Like, really sacred. I'm talking clean your house with their poop sacred.
Ooh.
Ah, smells fresh. North Macedonia is home to one of the world's largest crosses. That's cool, I guess. I wonder when they're gonna install the giant Jesus that goes with it. If you have a unibrow, you're considered very attractive in Tajikistan. And only in Tajikistan. If yes, you might want to visit
Only Tajikistan. Oh! Why are you gonna be so mean to my unibrow people?
the Witch's Pond in Romania. Rumor is that Vlad the Impaler got his noggin lobbed off here, so it's pretty neat. Yakuba Sawadogo of Burkina Faso was an absolute beast. This guy stopped the desertification of the landscape by planting a forest using ancient farming techniques.
Oh, let's
He
go.
brought together communities of farmers and taught them this technique, preventing further erosion of farmland.
That's
And he did all
nice.
this without filming it for ad revenue.
Damn.
Kangaroos. Australia is home to more Arabian camels than Egypt and even exports some of them to the Middle East.
I didn't know
The
that.
capital of Singapore
Nice.
is Singapore. You can purchase a private island off the coast of Nicaragua. Well, not you, but someone with actual money can. Latvia lost 250,000 people, or 12.5% of its population, by the end of World War II. Ecuador is home to the Galapagos Islands, where Charles Darwin developed his theory of evolution. But that's just a theory, supported by evidence. The original native Jamaicans, the Arawaks, were almost entirely wiped out in the 1400s thanks to the Spanish coming over,
No, not the straw hats. How could they do that?
enslaving them and coughing in their faces. Men in Lebanon
Disgusting.
are legally allowed to pursue physical relations with an animal,
Ew.
Why?
What? Why?
but they have to be female. Otherwise, it would just be ridiculous.
It's fine to have relations with an animal as long as it's female. It's weird if it's male. What?
Spain annually hosts El Colacho, the baby jumping festival. Men dress up as the devil and jump over at babies lying on mattresses in the street. Watch out for the soft spots.
Why? No!
Monaco is basically just a city full of circle-jerking rich folks. If you go there without 7 digits in your bank account, you'll
Then?
spit on like the peasant that you are. An island in the Bahamas is home to 20 to 30 feral pigs of unknown origin. They're a pretty cute tourist attraction, not gonna lie. Too bad half of them died because they ate sand. In Turkey, it's common for people to eat meat as a dessert. You can try tavuk guso, a delicacy
Meat is a dessert. It's interesting.
from milk, sugar, cinnamon, and shredded chicken. It's probably pretty banging. Kuwait has the highest valued currency in the world. 1 Kuwaiti dinar is about $3 as of this video. Gotta love oil.
Wow.
In Libya, you can visit Ubari, a desert town that has a bunch of lakes near it. And thank goodness too, because boy am I thirsty. Oh wait, these are saltwater lakes. Greeks can spit on you, but it's for good luck, so wish them even more luck back.
You know what? I think I'm fine being unlucky.
Use bagged milk. You guys are weird. When you think of ancient castle moats, you might think of water infested with crocodiles, but Český Krumlov Castle in the Czech Republic used a moat of bears to deter enemies. There's even some still there today.
Bears?
Hungarian man Erno Rubik invented his famous cube and placed upon it a famous pube.
What?
Fancy breakfast? Better head on over to Belarus to celebrate Maslenitsa, also known as Pancake Week.
I want to have pancake week. Oh my god.
Pass the syrup, please. Lesotho, or
But
Lesotho,
like
or
that.
however you want to say it, is known as the Kingdom in the Sky because even at its lowest point, it is over 4,500 feet above sea level.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's like way up there. Trinidad and Tobago has a natural asphalt pit. This slop hole of road juice spans 99 acres and is 246 feet deep. Cyprus has a wishing tree. Simply write your
I have
wish
a
on a
wishing
ribbon or a piece
tree!
of cloth and tie it to the tree, and it just might never come true. Due to scarce resources, North Koreans sometimes use their own soft serve as fertilizer for crops. Honey, I think something's wrong with the vegetables. They're looking a little I know. Welcome. U.S. President Abraham Lincoln once complimented San Marino, so they granted him honorary citizenship. Paraguay's got a heck of a strong navy, especially for a country that's completely landlocked. The megalithic temples of Malta are some of the oldest standing structures in the world, dating back to 3600 BC.
Oh my god,
and
that's
they would
cool.
probably make a pretty neat Counter-Strike map. You know the capital of Thailand is Bangkok, but that's only a nickname. The real name is this.
Wait, for real? It's not done yet? For real? What does this mean?
In Morocco, the organ of love isn't the heart, it's the liver. Cheers to that. The national
The
dish of
liver?
Comoros is lobster and a vanilla sauce. Costa Rica has no army. It was abolished in 1949 after a civil war. The military budget was instead put towards education. Kiribati is quickly sinking thanks to rising sea levels, but now everyone has oceanfront property, so it balances out. There is no speed limit on the majority of the German Autobahn, so be sure to watch out in the left lane as I'm zooming past a 300 km.
Yeah, I'm scared. Every time when I go to Germany with a car, I'm like really scared.
In Colombia, you can find the Caño Cristales, also called the River of Five Colors, thanks to aquatic plants
that's
and
so
algae.
pretty!
I swear the yellow's not from me. Between 1949 and 1989, the USSR conducted 456 nuclear tests in Kazakhstan, which wasn't very beneficial to the local population. Hey,
Time.
middle of the video. Time to hydrate.
Damn, even he tells me to hydrate.
Back to the video. In Mauritius, there are tales of a werewolf who can transform into various animals. In his human form, he is covered in oil, making him too slippery to catch.
Why is he covered in oil?
Air pollution in Bosnia and Herzegovina sucks, especially in the winter months when everyone is burning coal and wood to stay warm. India has a skeleton lake in the Himalayas where the remains of over 300 people have been at rest for a few thousand years. In 2022 and 2023, the Tanzanian government approved the forcible removal of the indigenous Maasai tribe. This paved the way for a United Arab Emirates company to establish trophy hunting and elite tourism spots. Move, UAE.
What the f?
Aura is a popular tax haven for many wow webcam sites, but you shouldn't be looking at that kind of stuff. If you ever find yourself in Estonia, be sure to visit a local village swing, because they look fun as hell. In Georgia, aka Sakratavilo, you can find Vartsia, a 6,000 room cave city. It just reminds me of...
Man, this looks so cool. I want to visit that.
In Kyrgyzstan, you can play Kizku, a horseback kissing game where you have to steal a kiss from your opponent. Kizku? No. Kiss
no,
you.
thank you.
Mwah. Malaysia follows...
I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god.
Malaysia follows a unique rotating monarchy system, meaning that 9 different kings rule for 5 years at a time.
Oh, that's really interesting.
In Malawi, mosquito nets were distributed amongst the population to reduce malaria outbreaks, but everyone just used them to fish instead, causing a huge surge in overfishing. Falconry is a big deal in Qatar. You can even bring your winged friend on a plane as long as it has a valid passport. Who's my good little boy? There are about as many horses in Mongolia as there are people. Everyone needs a horse.
Just like the Netherlands and bikes, but they use the horse.
Homes in Uruguay don't typically have numbers, but are instead named. What would you name your house?
I will name my house.
Americans love spending money, even money that they don't have. That's why the public credit card debt is over $1 trillion.
Holy
I'm
shit.
just gonna ask you a few questions. Thanks. Brazil is home to over 100 uncontacted, isolated tribes, the most in the world. One sneeze, and they're all gone. Bulgarian mothers will often tie a red thread on the wrists of newborns to protect them from evil spirits. Sierra Leone had an iconic cotton tree in the capital city of Freetown. It survived hundreds of years before a big old storm blew it over in 2020.
No, oh my god, like, so it would still be there if it wasn't for that? It looks so beautiful.
Bhutan has a thing for drawing weenies and peenies everywhere. Here's them blurred because,
Oh yeah, I've heard about it before.
Residents paint the floppy phalluses all over as a symbol of good fortune to fend off evil spirits.
Interesting. The spirits are scared of peepees.
Ooh. Oh, gross. Modern-day Iraq stands upon what was once the world's oldest civilization, Mesopotamia. The Bolivian salt flats are something straight out of a dream. The calm, shallow waters provide a clear reflection of the sky.
Oh my god, it's anime!
And make for a darn good desktop wallpaper. Serbia has balls. Big stone ones called the Pavlin globes that are said
Why you say it like that, man?
to heal and grant the wishes of those who fondle the large spheres. Tonga is the only Pacific country to not be colonized, and that's a point of pride of the Tongan people. In the Netherlands, over 30% of Dutch women give birth in the comfort of their own homes.
I did not know about that fact. I only know that I was born in a hospital and so were all my siblings. I really did not know that. Interesting.
2. The Spanish sailed the ocean blue, then invaded Barbados, killed and enslaved the local population.
Not the straws again!
In 1498, Emperor Maximilian I was sick of hearing castrated men sing in his choir, so he formed the Vienna Boys Choir.
Wait, is it serious? Is it really because he got tired of hearing castrated men? What?
Which still exists in Austria today. With new members, of course.
They got castrated, right, so they can keep their, like, high voices?
Zayoli dancers from Côte d'Ivoire are easily voted the worst upstairs neighbors in the world. Despite being known for exporting crisp, clean water, over half the population of Fiji does not have access to crisp, clean water. Across the Siang Kawan Plains in Laos, you can find thousands of ancient jars scattered across the landscape. However, no ancient cookies have ever been recovered.
These were really used as jars?
Switzerland has some of the most relaxed gun laws in the world, with 1 in 4 Swiss people owning a gun. As such, Switzerland's crime rate ranks among the lowest in the world. Start taking notes, America. Grab your bros, because every Friday in Angola is Men's Day. Angolan men will go out, drink, and party, leaving their girlfriends and wives at home. If you ever want to look like a complete badass for Wanda and Final Boss, you can adopt the traditional Amansunzu hairstyle.
Wait, this actually kind of looks good, man. Plus 40 charisma, plus 20 intimidation, plus 200 aerodynamics.
This instantly adds plus 20 to intimidation. Cape Verde was never inhabited until the 1460s when Portuguese explorers colonized the islands and brought African slaves over. Azerbaijanis celebrate Nowruz, a celebration of winter's end. Traditions include eavesdropping, eating salty cake, and putting apple seeds under your pillow. Ethiopians use a 13-month calendar, 12 months with 30 days each, and a 13th month with 5 or 6. This means Ethiopia is 8 years behind the rest of the world. The Solomon Islands are a great destination if you want to explore wrecks of sunken World War II planes and ships, because that's where World War II planes and ships sank.
Thank you for that information.
The Maldives have a flag within a flag. Pretty cool flag. Israel and Palestine are the best of friends and finally at peace. And then you wake up and wonder why you just dreamt about the end of a 75-year conflict. Botswana's Okavango River doesn't flow into a sea or a lake. It just kind of leaks out over the land. Just give me 1 second, excuse me. There you go. Snow is becoming more and more common in the Sahara Desert, with recent snowfalls being reported in northwest Algeria in 2023. Slavery was abolished in Mauritania in 1981, but wasn't criminalized until 2015, and as of 2016, there were still 43,000 known slaves in the country.
My God.
Ever get thirsty at a gym and you gotta gulp down a few crisp glugs from an LK EZS 8L? In Italy, you can slurp that sweet, or dry, red good from a free 24-hour wine fountain. What? Salute. In Guinea-Bissau, it's custom for boys of the Agande tribe to survive alone in the forest for several months as a trial towards manhood.
It seems so scary to me.
In 2019, the Central African Republic was ranked as the world's hungriest country. So when your mom tells you that there are starving children in Africa who would love your unfinished dinner, tell her to cook better. Senegal has a tiny island made entirely from seashells. You're gonna want to wear shoes or else your little piggies are gonna get hurt. Liberia was founded in the early 1800s by the American Colonization Society as a safe haven for freed slaves. Some Albanians hang teddy bears or stuffed animals from their rooftops to scare away evil spirits.
So cute.
Ooh. Oh, this is way better than Bhutan.
Yeah, I just don't know how it will scare it, but okay.
Is home to the world's oldest known library in the city of Ebla. Have fun reading your rock, nerd. If you're like me, like I know I am, you know that you're going to die someday. So why not go out in style like they do in Ghana with a fantasy coffin? These unique caskets are sure to keep your family thing as they huck you into the ground.
Sneakers. F***ing Nikes.
Before the Zimbabwe dollar was abolished in 2009, $1 US was equivalent to 35 quadrillion Zimbabwe dollars. Beginning in 1598, Russia entered the times of trouble, which plagued the country with political turmoil and famine. It ended once Mikhail Romanov was elected as Tsar, establishing the House of Romanov. Mali is currently on year 12 of a civil war. Best to avoid Mali until they get that sorted out. Many residents of Guinea still opt for going to a traditional healer when feeling sick, and if things get really bad, the healer will tell them to go to a real doctor. Burundi is home to a vicious man-eating crocodile named Gustav. He is said to have eaten over 300 people, is almost 70 years old, and weighs over 2,000 pounds.
Gustav!
Christopher Columbus reached Haiti in 1492 to the warm welcome of 400,000 Taino people. 10 years later, the population would drop to just 3,000 Taino people. If you're in Iceland, nature wants to kill you. Wind, water, snow, rocks, volcanoes, they all want you dead. Djibouti is one of the driest African countries. It has no reliable freshwater sources, so bottled water could be used as a form of payment if you forgot your wallet. A treasure hidden by French pirate Olivier Levasseur is said to be somewhere in Seychelles. It is estimated to be worth over $1 billion.
Is this the One Piece?
One Piece is real.
Yes!
Fortune
the
is
One
yours for the
Piece.
taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in Seychelles. Beginning in 1920, single mothers in France can be awarded medals of honor for raising more than 4 children.
Oh?
Gold is awarded for 8 or more children, silver for 6 or 7, and bronze for 4 or 5. Pakistan produces 40% of the world's soccer balls. Okay, sorry, football balls. It is believed that HIV originated in Cameroon in 1908 after an infected chimpanzee was hunted for meat. St. Lucia is the only country in the world to be named after a woman.
W. St. Lucia!
2007, Iranian officials arrested a team of 14 spy squirrels who allegedly wore recording devices.
Little squirrels and their little squirrel suits are spying. Oh,
stood trial in the Vatican City. And I covered this in another video, so be sure to check that out. Wink. The Blue Hole in Belize is one of the deepest ocean sinkholes in the world. You couldn't pay me to go over that.
Terrifying.
Antigua and Barbuda named their highest mountain peak Mount Obama after the American president.
Wait, for real?
Thanks, Obama. The oldest known instrument in the world, a 55,000-year-old pipe, was found in Slovenia. Yeah, good job, Slovenia. Island nation of Tuvalu makes bank by selling the rights of their international domain .tv
Twitch.tv?
to media websites worldwide, earning around $7 million a year from this alone.
Smart.
You think Twitch.tv meant .television?
Yeah, I thought that. I didn't know.
Nope. Twitch.tuvalu. Before Somalia
This is so interesting. I never knew that. I love to say Tuvalu. Tuvalu.
was Somalia, it was called Punt, meaning land of the gods. Despite being 95% desert, Saudi Arabia has to import sand from Australia.
What?
Arabian sand isn't very suitable for construction purposes.
Oh, I didn't know there was good sand and bad sand.
In Vanuatu, natives on the island of Pentecost perform the ritual of Nangal, where they bungee jump off of rickety towers using vines as cords. Just about as well as you would think. The median age of the Ugandan population is about 16 years old thanks to low life expectancy but high fertility. Tunisia is home to the ancient city of Carthage. You know, the one that got its kicked in by the Romans a few thousand years ago? Yeah, that Carthage. The country of Eritrea has no official language, so go somewhere else. The formation of Panama over 20 million years ago is regarded as one of the most important environmental events to ever occur, as it has helped regulate ocean temperatures and weather conditions. Good job, Panama. Thanks to their Belgian colonizers, the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo have an unhealthy obsession with mayonnaise. The Marshall Islands is
I mean, mayonnaise is good. Mayonnaise is good.
the world's largest shark sanctuary in 2011. And boy, are those sharks happy. I mean, look at that smile. Myanmar is only one of 3 countries to not use the metric system. They instead use the Burmese system, meaning that there are 20 kathas and an althaba.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Montenegro has a famous
it.
Prince. Stefan Chernatich has been meeting other royals and celebrities for years, presenting himself as Prince of Montenegro and Macedonia. But neither regions have had royal families for ages. To no surprise, Kenya pumps out some of the best long-distance runners in the world. In South Korea, age is done a little bit differently. You see, when you're born, you're immediately 1 year old, as it's your first year of age. And then you gain an additional year each January 1st on the new year. So if you're born on December 31st, you're instantly 2 years old the next day. Historians think the name Guatemala either originates from land of the plentiful forests or mountain of vomiting water. Hopefully the latter. The national sport of Madagascar is merengue, or bare knuckle boxing.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Could never let me do that. I would never do that.
Ireland was the potato capital of the world? No. Peru has over 4,000 different types of potato. From this kind
I love
to that
potato.
kind. In New Zealand, you can find a big ol' hill with a big ol' name. And that name is...
Okay, well, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce that. You do it. South Africa has a great chain of Christian Bible and religious text stores called Cum Books. Gross, oh my...
Why? Why? Is it C-U-M because of the dots in between? Oh my god.
In 2021, El Salvador recognized Bitcoin as legal tender. Let's just hope that they all have diamond hands. The Republic of the Congo is where you would find the famous Pygmy tribe, an indigenous tribe whose members are unusually short in stature, with men averaging 5 feet and women averaging just 4 feet. It has only ever snowed in Cuba once in 1857. Poor
Once?
Cuba.
How did that happen then?
Nada has an underwater sculpture garden you can visit on a diving trip. It's honestly creepy as hell.
I want to go. I love creepy things.
There's a Sri Lankan belief that if you do not satisfy a mother's strange pregnancy cravings, it will cause her to become weak and the fetus angry. So stock up on the pickles and the peanut butter. Half of the population of Togo practices voodoo, but it isn't violent and evil like movies portray. It's actually very spiritual. The world's oldest dam can be found in Jordan. The Jawa Dam was built some 6,000 years ago, but now that there's no water around, it doesn't look all that impressive. Damn. This is what it looks like when you visit Norway. This is what it looks like when Norway visits you. A group of Finnish students established the International Day of Failure in 2010.
Day of Failure?
Those celebrating are to reflect on past failures and learn from them. The holiday occurs every October 13th, so if that's your birthday, congrats.
You're a failure.
Learn from it. So that's it for all the countries. I do have 2 honorable mentions which only have partial diplomatic recognition, but I had people ask about them in my last video, so here you go. Over 90% of Taiwanese people suffer very poor short-sightedness thanks to endless hours spent on screens and in the classroom. Taiwanese children spend less than half an hour outside each day.
That is
Apparently
so sad.
Kosovo is pretty pro-American, and that's all I need to know to say that Kosovo is A-okay in my book. Alright, so that was a lot of countries. Did I miss any this time? If you haven't already, be sure to check out my video of bad things about every country.
Learned a lot today. We learned a lot today.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. I also stream live on Twitch and on YouTube, so follow me on Twitch or just turn on the notification bell on YouTube to know when I go live. I hope to see you there. Bye!